trying to clean the lens. It looks foggy. What the heck? Hold on, guys. Let me try to get this a little bit cleaner. Yeah, much better. I don't know why it was foggy like that. That's crazy. So we're doing another double show right now. I'm about to go live on the Facebook group, NBS Central. So if you have two devices, you can actually go on there or StreamYard. The show is called Bragging Rights. So if you wanted to get a different view from the same show, there you go. Wisconsin fan and basketball legend, and Caleb is in the house. What's going on, guys? Yeah, man, more upsets in the Sweet 16. Who was the latest? It was Oregon State. Oregon State beating Loyola Chicago, and then UCLA just beating Alabama. Pac-12, man, they came out of nowhere. They are guaranteed to have three teams out of the Elite Eight. That's like over a third of the Elite Eight. That's crazy. Because don't forget, USC and Oregon are going to play each other for a spot. So guaranteed winner is going to be a Pac-12 member. So 3 out of 8, that's over a third. That is crazy. Caleb said, hey, I wanted to let you know, I haven't told anyone, but I can relay to some of the guys. But if y'all could keep my dad in your prayers, he had a massive heart attack last night. Absolutely, man. Definitely, especially, I met you guys in person, so that's a personal thing now. So no problem, absolutely. I'm sure everybody else won't have a problem with that either. Very sorry to hear that. Yeah, I know. All notifications is well. I didn't change anything on notifications, so I don't know why that happened, but yeah, I'm definitely seeing notifications working because the audience is growing quickly right now. So I mean, that's a good thing. So I don't know. Hopefully, my co-host will be able to go this evening. If not, I'm ready to do this myself. Everybody in the chat also, prayers. Definitely. And that's not just a worst thing, guys. That's, personally, I'm a Christian. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, because this is a sports channel, but I try to mention it from time to time. I'm a Christian, and prayers are real, and they do real good in situations. They do a real good in situations. So when you type in prayers, man, follow through, even if it's just a quick, please help this kid's dad. It counts. That's a prayer. God hears it. So Elite Eight. Only one slot left. That's the winner of USC Oregon. We have Gonzaga. They will face the winner of USC Oregon. And then on the bottom we have Michigan versus UCLA. On the other side we have Baylor and Arkansas. That's going to be a great game. Arkansas and Houston. The weird thing is, as crazy as it's been, 20 upsets, by the way, guys. 20. As crazy as it's been, 3 number 1 seeds are still in it. So, the Final Four could be, about as normal as you could think. Because, if the 2 seeds Houston knocks out Oregon State and all the ones win, you got 3 1s and 1 2. I mean, that's actually pretty normal. It's just how they got there. Chaotic. So, it's just the journey was chaotic. All right, so I'm going to start this other show real quick. Give me 1 second. You guys, I'm not going anywhere with you, so hang around. I'm not leaving you. Just give me 1 second here. I hate this generic, it's like floating things in the background. Same music. A million people use it, but it's the only one they have, so I have to go with it. So, it is what it is. I do not like that intro. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's going on, guys? Golden Blue Dude back with you. I know last week the first and second rounds were crazy. I did 3 double live shows in a row, and I had a fourth one planned, but some things happened and just it didn't happen. But we're back today, and the big dance is still crazy. Welcome to Bragging Rights, everybody. Usually this is a once a week show, but because of how crazy this entire big dance, NCAA tournament, whatever you want to call it, it's been nuts. This is the maddest March I've ever seen. And we're headed into April, and I don't think that it's going to slow down. Now, like I said before, I'm doing a double live. I do my YouTube channel, Golden Blue Dude, and I'm here with you guys on Bragging Rights. So, it's a nice little thing, and it was super successful the first 3 times I did it. So, I wanted to try it one last time and see how it goes. So far, so good. Correct me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong in the chat. Shardul Gupta. Is it Shardul or Shardal? Gupta or Gupta? Anyways, thank you for stopping by. My day is actually really good. I've had a good day. Yesterday, we actually went to Columbia, South Carolina. I did a video on that on my YouTube channel. By the way, if you don't know, I have a YouTube channel, Gold and Blue Dude. Videos out every single day. And yesterday, we went to Columbia, South Carolina for the zoo. The zoo is actually pretty decent, except for one thing. The COVID regulations, like, dadgummit. Freaking half the exhibits you couldn't see because of COVID restrictions. So, and they didn't tell you, which ones you could see and which ones were good and all that stuff. So, it was a crapshoot, but still had fun. The whole family went. The drive sucked. Bad. Sucked. Especially the closer you got to Columbia. So, there's a little old sleepy town called Clinton, South Carolina. It's about halfway between where I live and Columbia, South Carolina. Well, we were hungry, so we stopped. I still wanted some breakfast. They wanted some lunch. So I was like, hey, McDonald's, solves all our problems. No, did not solve all our problems. Created more problems. We went through the drive-thru, right? Supposed to be quick, right? 20 minutes. It took us freaking 20 minutes to get our order. And the thing is, with we didn't know this, okay? So with the zoo slots, and they say you're supposed to be there by your time slot. That's what they said. Now, come to find out when you get there, that doesn't really matter. They're just trying to abide by COVID, situations. So whatever. But so we were thinking that we were going to be late because 20 minutes for a drive-through, and then people getting in the passing lane and not passing. That drives me freaking nuts. I hate that. I hate that. That is a pet peeve of mine, okay? So, listen to me carefully. If you drive and get on the interstate or the highway or a 2-lane road, whatever the case may be, when you get in the left lane, that's called the fast lane or the passing lane, okay? When you get in that lane, you need to pass the person. So you're behind somebody in the right lane, you get over in the left lane, and you pass. Well, let's say there's nobody around you, and you're just like, I'm going to hang out in the left lane anyway. That's still stupid, okay? Because you still want to keep that lane for passing. All right? Don't try to play, civilian policeman and control traffic and speed. I hate that. People think that, they're controlling the road and they're keeping people from speed. That's not your job, okay? If they get pulled over and get a ticket or whatever, that's on them. I don't condone reckless driving or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But people are trying to pass other people. And, I was trying to go, between 5 and 10 over, and the right lane wants to go exactly the speed limit. So I went to pass them. Well, there are some people that does not get the memo. They get over and they just freaking hang out, hang out, hang out, and I just get, I really feel bad for my family. I don't cuss that like that or anything like that, but I do make it known that I'm angry and that I'm frustrated. So it's just one of those things, one of my big pet peeves. So if you're getting this message, spread the word that the passing lane, aka the fast lane, is exactly for that. It is for passing, not for getting over and hanging out. So let's spread the word on this, all right? We need to educate drivers and let them know, hey, you're ticking people off and it's not cute. You're not being cute. Nobody's laughing. Nobody's having fun. All right? That's how, and I'm not the type of person that would, do anything. I just get angry and I'm just like sitting there like, oh, I wish this guy would go. I wouldn't actually do anything. But there are some crazy people out there. You just never know who that person behind you is. So be careful and use common sense, all right? Left lane, passing lane. If you want to hang out and not pass people, stay in the right lane. It's that simple. Stay in the right lane, all right? Stay in the right lane. Anyways, moving on. Shardal, I hope I'm saying your name right. Shardal says, I like your West Virginia hat. I do too. I have let's see, I have probably, I don't know, 7 or 8. And I try to rotate them, keep them fresh. I even have some flat bill golden blue dude hats. So I try to support my team, but then also promote the brand at the same time. So sometimes you'll see me in the West Virginia gear, and then sometimes you'll see me in the golden blue dude gear. Either way, it's still me. So having said that, I appreciate everybody stopping by. If you're here on Bragging Rights, you're not here alone. I got guys from my YouTube channel up here. All you gotta do, look up, give them a wave. They're up there, trust me. And everybody on my YouTube channel, they're down there. Trust me, give them a wave, they're down there. So we got everybody in the house, some from Bragging Rights and some from my YouTube channel. So there we go. That is how I'm gonna set this up. Now, of course, the big stories right now, March Madness, and it is definitely living up to its potential. If you've watched me for any amount of time, you know that I'm very into sports, very into college football and college basketball, like super. Like I'll go to great lengths to look things up. And one of the things that I've gone great lengths into looking something up right now is upsets, because there's been a ton of them. So it got me super curious, and I know I've done this before, but there's been more upsets since the last time I've talked about this. You ready, guys? There's been 20 upsets in the big dance. 20 upsets. And yes, hold on one second, Bragging Rights, give me 1 second. Yes, YouTube, Scott, the NBS Central on Facebook, and the actual name of the show is Bragging Rights, but it's on NBS Central on Facebook. Thank you for that plug, Scott. And I'm with you, Facebook. I'm with you, Bragging Rights. Don't worry, I'm with you. It's just, talking back and forth kind of sort of thing. All right, so 20 upsets, 20. And I was keeping up with the UCLA Alabama because that's the one that was going to make 20. And I, went through them from. And whenever I say upset, I'm talking about like what Vegas, the point spread, who's favored by how much. So there has been 20 technical upsets. And so I went through each game, and I looked at, how much somebody was favored by, and if they got beat, that would be an upset. So there's 20 of them, right? So I went through and I ranked each upset from, mild upset to major upset. So there have been 20. So counting all the ties, there's 15 spots because whenever you tie in a spot, then you have to skip a spot. So anyways, tied at 15. There's 20 upsets. Here we go. After I ranked them, tied for 15th place. Both of these were first round games. Florida beat Virginia Tech. Oklahoma beat Missouri, and they were a 1-point underdog. It's technically an upset, but very, very, very mild upset. So, Sippy Sports Show is on Bragging Rights comment section. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the channel. Hey, if you missed a big time road rage gap, whatever you want to call it, conversation I had with myself a few minutes ago because I went to Columbia, it was bad. So when you get a chance, you need to rewatch the show and watch that road rage conversation I just had with myself. But they go on to say, I'm a huge Southern Miss fan, and the West Virginia transfer quarterback Trey Lowe is awesome. Yeah, he just didn't fit in. See, Trey Lowe was drafted by Dana Holgorsen, and he didn't fit into Neil Brown's system. So he was a good quarterback. West Virginia recruited him, so that was a good get for Southern Miss. Good comment, by the way. All right, back to March Madness. All right, so we talked about the bottom, slate upsets. Number 14, coming in at number 14. This was actually a play-in game. Texas Southern upset Mount St. Mary's. They were a 1.5-point underdog. So, still, just slight. Now up to 13. It's going to get more. The upsets are going to get bigger and bigger, okay? So, 13, round 1, Wisconsin over North Carolina. 2-point underdog. Okay, that's still nothing crazy yet. Play-in game. And this team is still going. So had they not pulled this upset, we would not be talking about them. And they are in the Elite Eight officially. What am I talking about? The play-in game. UCLA over Michigan State, and they were actually a 2.5-point favorite. What have they done since then? They have rode that momentum all the way to the Elite Eight. Congratulations, UCLA. Trust me, I'll be mentioning them more than once. The 11th biggest upset, round 1, Syracuse over San Diego State, 3-point underdog. Then we have a 3-way tie for 10th. UCLA, again, round 1 over BYU, 3.5-point favorite. Tied with them, round 1, Maryland over UConn, 3.5-point favorite. And tied with them, a play-in game, Norfolk State over Appalachian State, 3.5. So that's kind of the lower tier upsets. Then we're getting into the slightly larger upsets. And it starts with my team. Round 2, Syracuse over West Virginia. Syracuse was a 4-point underdog. And then we saw what Houston did to Syracuse. They obliterated them. The reason why West Virginia lost to Syracuse is, for whatever reason, Syracuse got hot in that particular game. Syracuse is not that good of an offensive team, but for whatever reason, in that game, they could not miss a 3-point shot, especially in the first half. Sorry, had to get that out of my system. Number 8, in the Sweet 16, just happened yesterday. Oregon over, wait a minute. No, that was a round 2. Oregon over Iowa. My bad, guys. My bad. Round 2, Oregon over Iowa. Oregon was a 5-point underdog. Another round 2. Now we're in 7th place. They're getting bigger, guys. They're getting bigger. Oregon State over Oklahoma State, 6-point underdog. Sweet 16 matchup for 6th place. Staying with Oregon State. They upset Loyola Chicago. 7-point underdog. But tied with them in 6th place was a round 2 matchup. Loyola Chicago on the other side of the coin. They upset Illinois in the round 2 matchup as a 7-point underdog. So soak that in for a second. In round two, Loyola Chicago as a 7-point underdog beats Illinois, right? They go to the Sweet 16. Then what happens? They're a 7-point favorite, and they get upset by Oregon State. So they're tied with themselves as the 6th largest upset. That's crazy. And now you add in UCLA over Alabama because UCLA was a 7-point underdog. So there's actually a 3-way tie for 6th place. 2 of them involve the team Loyola Chicago. On one side, they were the underdog, and then on the other side, they were the favorite that got beat by the underdog. Now we're in the top 5, guys. Now we're in the top 5. Round 1, North Texas over Purdue. 7.5 point favorite. That's a pretty big upset. That's pretty big upset, but not as high as the next one. Two-way tie for third place. Round one, Abilene Christian over Texas, 8.5 point underdog. That's a big underdog. Tied with them, round one, Oregon State over Tennessee, 8.5 point underdog. That one I saw coming a million miles away. Tennessee, they were limping into the big dance, and they got a 5 seed. I was like, that's ridiculous. I'm calling the upset, 12 over 5, and that was too big of a spread too. Whoever thought of that spread, you lost your minds, and you probably lost a ton of money. All right, so now the top two upsets. Top two upsets. They belong to the same team. The first one, round two, Oral Roberts over Florida, 9-point underdog. And then number one, round one, Oral Roberts over Ohio State, 16-point underdog. So Oral Roberts owns the top two spots, and they almost owned another top 5 spot when they almost upset Arkansas. But of course, we know that Arkansas hit an acrobatic shot to knock off Oral Roberts. But man, I did not expect Oral Roberts to make that deep of a run. That was pretty cool. Shardall says, would Zach Wilson, the quarterback from BYU, be a good backup quarterback for the injured Jimmy Garoppolo for the 2021 season? Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Guys, I know that Trevor Lawrence is getting a lot of hype, but I'm telling you, Zach Wilson might be a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence. Did Golden Blue Dude just say that? Yes, Golden Blue Dude did just say that. And that's not trash talking Trevor Lawrence. Trust me, Trevor Lawrence, awesome. If he gets the number 1 overall draft status, he earned it. I'm not talking trash about Trevor Lawrence. What I'm saying is people are overlooking Zach Wilson. Every time the dude was on a big stage, he performed. Yes, they lost to Coastal Carolina, but guess what? That was a makeup game at the last second on the road. Give the dude a break. Other than that, he's setting records, passing to no-name receivers, making them look good, making BYU look good. They got a top 10 ranking. Yes, Zach Wilson will be a pretty good quarterback in the NFL. So, yes, to answer your question, he would be a very competent backup to Jimmy Garoppolo. Good question, by the way. Also says, are you a big fan of Zach Wilson? Well, I just answered that. And do you think the 49ers will select him at number 3 in the 2021 NFL Draft? Yes, I do, actually. So that was a good backup question, too. And I think I answered the, am I a Zach Wilson fan? A big Zach Wilson fan? Yes, I am. Awesome. Dude is awesome. He's gonna definitely turn some heads. And yes, I do think it will be in San Francisco. So he'll be turning heads in San Francisco. All right, so let me do some shout outs to the guys in my YouTube chat. Don't worry, still here with you, bragging rights, but I got to recognize. So we got Sits Aviation, what's going on? Pizza Woman in the house, basketball legend, Wisconsin fan, Joey Foster. Let's see, Rice Farrell's in the house. Who else we got? I know we got Scott's in the house. Scott tries to bounce back and forth. He tries to support both shows. So, yeah, I appreciate that. Let's see. Anybody else? Caleb. Forgot about you, man. Prayers for Caleb's dad. Had a massive heart attack last night in the hospital. Absolutely. Lenny the Gump Summers has graced us with his presence. I don't know if he's still there, but he did grace us with his presence. Thank you for stopping by. And I think that might be it. I'm just double check. Oh, the bet, he swung by for a minute. He does that from time to time. Just making sure I don't leave anybody out. I think we're good. Hey, oh no, the Lincoln Stevens show. He's a regular on my YouTube channel. So, yeah, cannot forget about him. But other than that, I think we're good. A lot of comments. Sorry guys, I got the bragging rights show going on. Can't really keep up with all the comments right now. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. And of course, y'all know when I'm off the bragging rights, I'll be with y'all. So let's see what we got going on in the comments of bragging rights real quick. Shardal says, I think you are a really chill dude, and I hope that your YouTube channel grows to great lengths. That, I appreciate that, and quick story. That comment prompted a quick story, and it's not a long story. So, I've had my YouTube channel for about a year and a half, right? So I just hit 1,000 subscribers, I think 2 weeks ago. I don't know if if you're familiar with how YouTube works, but 1,000 subscribers, that's like one of the best. That's one of the first good goals you can reach, because that's when you can start monetizing. That's when you can start making money. Um, so I hit that 2 weeks ago. The crazy thing is, so that's what, a year and 7 months. So when I was about to hit a year old, I was hoping to get to 200 subs. Okay, so think about this. My channel is about to turn a year old, right? It's about to turn a year old, and I'm like, man, if I get to 200, I'll be happy. I'll be happy. I do get to 200. I think I get to 250 whenever my year rolls around. So then the gap between the year mark and the year and a half mark, it just ballooned from 250 to 1,000. So I like at least quintupled or quadrupled my subscribers within the last half year, more than my first entire year. So yeah, that was pretty cool, and it was unexpected. Whenever it started really getting closer, I was like, man, I was not expecting this to happen, for at least a couple of years, because I'm thinking 200, I might get there in like 3 years if I'm lucky, but it happened a lot quicker. So that's when you're like, all right, you gotta start, figuring out some more stuff so I don't fall behind the curve. And it's worked out pretty good. And of course, my YouTube channel, they're here with you. I always appreciate them. They're very active. They're very awesome. In fact, I don't know if y'all know this on bragging rights. Of course, y'all already know this. But what I've been doing over the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 days is I had this plan of releasing brackets in honor of March Madness. Okay, so what I'm doing is all 130 teams in the FBS, every stinking one of them, putting in brackets, just like March Madness. And the way the math turns out, there's 2 play-in games. So 130 teams. You can do 128 with 8 regions, but then 2 play-in games, right? But you can't do brackets without seeding. You can't do brackets without seeding. You have to have seeding, because 116, 215, 314, so on and so forth. So on my live shows in the past 4 or 5 days, what I've been doing is I've actually been leaving it up to my audience to seed each conference. We're going conference by conference, and I've been letting them vote on which logo was the best, next best, on down the list. And so a quick summary of the rules. Basically, whenever you're on the live show, which a lot of people are right now, all you do is type in a comment for the team you think has the best logo. Boom. That counts as a vote. 1 vote. But if you leave a super chat, and I don't know if you're familiar with super chat, but a super chat is, you send $2 or whatever to the YouTube channel. That's a super chat, and they read the chat. So if you send a super chat, you can place a team in any spot in that conference as far as rankings, and it will not be voted on. So I'm trying to raise the value of the super chat. So keep that in mind as I read these out real quick, all right? So first up, we'll go Pac-12. We might have some West Coast listeners. So as voted by the people in the comments section, we are ranking the Pac-12. It's already been done. Here's the results. So top 3 spots were actually super chatted in. Number 1 logo via the super chat in the Pac-12, Washington State. Number 2 logo in the Pac-12 via the super chat, Oregon. Number 3 logo via the super chat, Pac-12, Utah. 4th place, vote Oregon State. 5th place, vote Arizona State. 6th place, super chat Stanford. 7 Colorado, 8 Arizona, 9 Cal, 10 USC, 11 UCLA, and 12 Washington. I mostly agree with that. I'd probably have Washington a little higher. But Washington State, Oregon, and Utah, that's a good top three logo in the Pac-12. On to the Big 12. In first place, West Virginia was super chatted in the first place. It wasn't me. Trust me, I did not do that. You cannot super chat your own show, not to my knowledge. I don't think. Maybe you can. I don't know. But it was another West Virginia fan. So West Virginia grabbed the number one seed in the Big 12. Number two, Kansas State voted in. 3, Texas Tech. 4, Iowa State. 5, Oklahoma State. 6, Baylor. 7, TCU. 8, Kansas. 9, Oklahoma. Last place in the Big 12. Super chatted into last place, Texas. That's gonna look like I rigged that, but I didn't. It was voted. Big Ten, first place, Super Chat, Wisconsin, then Iowa, Michigan State, Northwestern, Indiana, Maryland, Purdue, Minnesota, Nebraska, Michigan, Illinois, Rutgers. Last two spots, Super Chatted in Ohio State, Penn State, and I think those two have probably some of the best logos in the Big Ten, but they were following the rules. They didn't like those two logos, and they super chatted them into the bottom. That's the way it turned out. For the ACC, Georgia Tech super chatted in the first place. Then number 2, Miami. 3, Clemson. 4, Boston College. 5, Notre Dame. 6, Virginia. 7, Louisville. 8, North Carolina. 9, NC State. 10, Virginia Tech. 11, Duke. 12, Syracuse. 13, Wake Forest. Last two spots were super chats. 14th, Florida State was super chatted into that spot. And then Pitt was super chatted into last place. Finally, the last Power 5. Only one super chat in this one, so all these were voted. Number 1, Florida. 2, Alabama. 3, Missouri. 4, South Carolina. 5, Arkansas. 6, Auburn. 7, Texas A&M. 8, Mississippi State. 9, LSU. 10, Ole Miss. 11, Tennessee. 12, Vanderbilt. 13, Kentucky. And then last place, Georgia was super chatted in the last place by a Georgia Tech fan. So they super chatted and said Georgia has the worst logo in the SEC. That was Sea-Dog. That was my impression of Sea-Dog. So there you go. But we've had a good time. It's been a fun time, very interacting. So if y'all want to stop by my YouTube channel sometime, go to Blue Dude. That's what we do. We have fun. So the last game, Pac-12 to get to the Elite Eight, USC Oregon. Let me look at the seedings real quick. So we got a 6 seed versus a 7 seed. So the seeding is really, really close. I didn't look at the point spread, but if you go by seeding, then I guess you would have to go for USC as the 6th seed. But I think Oregon definitely has a chance. All right, so on my YouTube channel, somebody wanted to ask me a question. Basketball Legend says, "Can you answer my question? What was the question?" I don't see. Retype the question because I can't see the question. But yeah, I have no problem answering your question. Yeah. People sent Penn State and Ohio State in last place in the Big Ten logos. But Chardal on the bragging rights comment says, "Beat the Trojans, go Oregon." So are you an Oregon fan, or are you just or do you just favor Oregon over USC? It looks like you're an Oregon fan. Yeah. So I think those two teams are very evenly matched. They have great offenses. Their defense, not that great, but since they're going up against each other, I think it's going to be a shootout. That's what I think. Basketball Legend here. I think this is his question. Can I vote for 1 seed in AAC? I won't be there. It was going to be a super chat. Of course. Go ahead. Just do the super chat now. Whatever amount, and then it'll be a done deal. I'll write it down, and I'll make sure to put your name beside it. Chardal says, "I just favor Oregon over USC." So not really an Oregon fan. So now that makes me want to ask you, are you a Trojan hater? We've already established that you're not really an Oregon fan. Now the question has to be, are you a Trojan hater? Or are we sticking with you just favor Oregon over USC? I'm sorry, I'm very curious. Once you go down that road. I have to, narrow it down. So she said, this person said, go Oregon, beat Trojans, beat USC. Not an Oregon fan, but are you a USC hater? That's AAC voting. Basketball Legends did super chat, and he wants Memphis at number 1. Done. I got you, bud. So we're going to see how the Elite Eight turns out. We only have one spot, and it's going to be a battle between 2 Pac-12 teams. I think it's going to be a shootout. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if either team won. It's going to be, you got a 6 seed versus a 7 seed. I don't know what the line spread on that is. I'm sure it's not that much. I would say a 3-point favorite at the most, but we'll see. Dadgummit. You know what? My camera froze on my other show. But y'all are still going. Y'all are still there. Crap. Why did the camera go off? That makes no sense. But that person did explain, I'm not a USC hater. Just not their favorite. Why is my camera not working? That's never happened. I'm not happy with that. It is plugged in. It should be on. That makes no sense. I don't know. Maybe I went on too far. I don't know. Let me post a chat real quick. Y'all hang on. I am not happy about that, but it did happen. Crap. I laid down the chat, so hopefully they understand. Anyways, well, if I still have audio on, I still appreciate y'all coming on, and I'm going to try to come back maybe on Thursday, depending on if the NBS Central show is going on. So I'm going to get off here. I don't know what happened with my camera. I'm going to try to figure that out. That's never happened before, so I do apologize about that. But still, thank you for stopping by, and hopefully you'll stop by again. And the camera issues, like, maybe I'm not having camera issues, and it's just saying it on my end. I don't know. But it's showing me, it's showing a frozen picture of me and saying the camera is off. So I have no idea what happened. But I'm going to jump off here. That was still a good show, though. It was good interaction, and I appreciate everybody stopping by. So I'm going to try to do another show for y'all on Thursday, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I think 10 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Pacific time. So y'all stop by and see me. Until then, we'll see how the Elite Eight shakes out. And I'm going to be watching Oregon USC. Y'all have a good night. I'll see you next show. Well, y'all saw a technical issue for the first time ever with that show, but whatever. Now that I got off, I look at my camera, and Humphrey Billy Paul says you have no camera issue here. Well, I'm okay with my phone, but I was talking about the show I was doing simultaneous, the NBS Central live show. But I'm sure that my co-host, who was supposed to come on with me, was watching or something. He's going to let me know what he thinks about that if it did froze. So we'll see. But I'm starting to get tired, guys. I'm going to check a little bit on this basketball. It's going to be interesting. But let me go ahead and write down Memphis number 1 for AAC so I don't forget about that. Super chat. All right, you're good to go, Basketball Legend. And I appreciate everybody stopping by. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are very active. And hopefully, I'm hoping that notification thing got solved. It seemed like it was working pretty good this evening, so hopefully it got solved, and it'll keep things rolling smoothly. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you on the next show.